Stephen O'Keefe isn't just throwing around wild predictions for attention. This is a man who took 12 wickets in a test match in India, a place where spin bowlers are supposed to be gods. When he speaks about spin bowling, people should listen because he's lived through the system that's now crumbling. O'Keefe has watched the grassroots development programs shrink, seen the junior competitions reduce their emphasis on spin bowling, and witnessed firsthand how young Australian cricketers are being pushed away from the craft. The numbers don't lie and they paint a terrifying picture. In the last decade, the number of specialist spinners coming through Australia's domestic cricket system has dropped by nearly 40%. State academies are producing an endless conveyor belt of fast bowlers and hard-hitting batsmen, but spin bowlers have become an afterthought, a luxury item that teams think they can do without. O'Keefe points to the scheduling of junior cricket as a major culprit. Most youth competitions in Australia are now played on green, seaming pitches that favour pace bowling. Young spinners get absolutely hammered on these surfaces, their confidence destroyed before they even reach their teenage years. The psychological damage is permanent. Kids see their fast bowling teammates taking wickets and getting praise while they are getting carted 4 runs, and they naturally gravitate toward pace. The system is essentially breeding spin bowling out of Australian cricket through environmental selection. Cricket Australia's focus on white ball cricket has only accelerated this decline. 2020 cricket demands fast bowlers who can nail yorkers and batsmen who can clear boundaries. Spinners in T20 cricket are often seen as defensive options, brought on to slow the scoring rate rather than take wickets. This creates a culture where spin bowling is viewed as a secondary skill rather than a primary weapon. O'Keefe argues that this fundamental shift in perception is poisoning the minds of young cricketers who dream of representing their country. The consequences of this decline extend far beyond just losing a few spinners from the national team. O'Keefe believes Australia is heading toward a future where they'll be completely unable to compete in subcontinental conditions. Test cricket in India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Pakistan requires quality spin bowling. Without it, Australian teams will continue to suffer humiliating defeats on the dusty, turning pitches of Asia. The evidence is already mounting. Australia's recent test series in India have been disasters, with the team unable to cope with conditions that demand quality spin options. When you look at Australia's current spin bowling stocks, the picture becomes even more alarming. Nathan Lyon has been a phenomenal servant to Australian cricket, but he's now in his late 30s. Who comes after him? The cupboard is absolutely bare. There's no obvious successor waiting in the wings, no young spinner dominating domestic cricket and demanding selection. Compare this to the golden era when Stuart MacGill was frustrated because he couldn't get a regular game ahead of Shane Warne. Australia once had such depth in spin bowling that a genuinely world-class spinner couldn't force his way into the team. Now they are struggling to find even one quality operator to back up Lyon. O'Keefe traces this problem back to the coaching infrastructure. Many junior coaches in Australia are former fast bowlers or batsmen who simply don't understand the nuances of spin bowling. They can't teach young spinners the subtle variations, the changes of pace, the importance of overspin versus side spin. These technical details make the difference between a decent spinner and a great one. Without expert coaching at the grassroots level, young spinners never develop the sophisticated skill sets they need to succeed at the highest level. The problem compounds as these poorly coached spinners move through the system. By the time they reach state level, they are so far behind international standards that they have no realistic chance of bridging the gap. O'Keefe also highlights the commercial pressures facing modern cricketers. Fast bowlers and explosive batsmen attract sponsorship deals, media attention, and lucrative contracts in various T20 leagues around the world. Spinners, particularly in Australian cricket where the role is undervalued, struggle to achieve the same level of financial success and recognition. The cultural shift within Australian cricket has been seismic and largely unnoticed until O'Keefe decided to shine a spotlight on it. Australia built its cricketing identity on pace and aggression, with legendary fast bowlers like Dennis Lillee, Glenn McGrath, and Brett Lee becoming national heroes. Spin bowling was always important, but it played second fiddle to the raw intimidation of genuine pace. Shane Warne changed that dynamic temporarily, elevating spin bowling to equal status through sheer force of personality and unprecedented skill. His leg spin wasn't just effective, it was entertainment, theatre, psychological warfare. Warne made spin bowling cool for an entire generation of Australian kids. But Warne's retirement in 2007 left a void that has never been filled, not just in terms of skill but in terms of inspiration. Without a charismatic figure showing young Australians that spin bowling can be exciting and match-winning, the craft has reverted to its traditional second-tier status in Australian cricket culture. O'Keefe argues that Cricket Australia needs to launch a comprehensive program to revive spin bowling before it's too late. This means creating more spin-friendly pitches at junior levels, hiring specialist spin bowling coaches for every state academy, and perhaps most importantly, promoting spin bowling through media and marketing campaigns. Young cricketers need to see spin bowling as a viable, exciting pathway to success. The infrastructure needs to support slow bowlers from their first games in junior cricket all the way through to international level. O'Keefe suggests looking at how countries like India, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan develop spinners. These nations produce world-class slow bowlers with remarkable consistency because their entire cricket ecosystems are geared toward identifying and nurturing spinning talent. Pitches at every level reward good spin bowling, coaches understand the technical requirements, and the culture celebrates spinners as genuine match winners. Australia needs to adopt similar